Guys, remember I told you that God created 4 living creatures in the Garden of Eden?
All right, let's see it.
Well, check out what Joe Rogan just said a few days ago on his podcast.
Has anyone come to you and described the different kinds of beings and how many they think there are?
There is a document, a textbook being used at the U.S. Air Force Academy, and the chapter said, in the course of your career as an aviator, you're likely going to encounter one of these things. Here's what we know about them. We know that there are 4 different alien races visiting this planet, and they've been here for thousands of years.
So this individual is wildly misrepresenting a single sentence from the conclusion of chapter 33 of a textbook called Introductory Space Science that was used for a handful of years in the 60s in the Air Force Academy. And here is what that sentence says. So the conclusion begins by saying, look, there are all these accounts of UFO phenomena, could be psychological in nature, could be there are known and unknown phenomena responsible for this with some psychological noise mixed in, but that too is questionable in view of some of the available data. This leaves us with the unpleasant possibility of alien visitors to our planet, or at least of alien-controlled UFOs. However, the data are not well correlated, and now we're getting into the highlighted portion. What questionable data there are suggests the existence of at least 3 and maybe 4 different groups of aliens, possibly at different stages of development. This, too, is difficult to accept. It implies the existence of intelligent life on a majority of the planets in our solar system, or a surprisingly strong interest in Earth by members of other solar systems. So really, this is just considering the implications of these data regarding UFO sightings and what they mean. In no way, shape, or form whatsoever is this text saying, we know of 4 different types. We know they've been around for thousands of years. You will likely encounter them as you're flying planes for the Air Force. That is wildly misrepresentative of what's going on here. Also, this textbook was part of a short-lived campaign on the part of the Air Force to study UFO sightings. This was known as Project Blue Book, and it was shut down in 1970, so just after this textbook was being used. And there were 3 conclusions that they arrived at when they shut down this project. The first one was no UFO reported, investigated, and evaluated by the Air Force has ever given any indication of threat to our national security. 2, there has been no evidence submitted to or discovered by the Air Force that sightings categorized as unidentified represent technological developments or principles beyond the range of present-day scientific knowledge. And 3, there has been no evidence indicating that sightings categorized as unidentified are extraterrestrial vehicles.
See, I've been telling you guys that the Bible says that there was 4 rivers in the Garden of Eden, and those 4 rivers became the 4 living creatures of the 4 kingdoms of the world.
So I don't know what this SAB translation is. I tried to look it up. I could not find any information on this, but the highlighted portion has absolutely no relationship whatsoever to the Hebrew of this passage, which is 3 words. Vahaya la'arba'a rashim, which literally is, and it turned into 4 heads, or it became 4 headwaters. The idea that this refers to 4 living creatures or 4 kingdoms of the world is pure fabrication.
And the southern kingdom of Eden, in the days of Noah, that kingdom was actually taken to the worlds of heaven south, which are the star systems of the Pleiades. And the western kingdom of Eden was taken to the worlds of heaven's west, which are the star systems of Orion. And the northern kingdom of Eden was taken to the worlds of heaven's north, which are the star systems of Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. And the eastern kingdom of Eden was taken to the worlds of heaven's east, which are the star systems of Arcturus. But you got to understand that most people don't know this.
That's because this is pure fabrication that has absolutely no relationship whatsoever to these actual primary texts.
Because the King James Version of the Bible mistranslated the Bible, and this is the reason why the St. Austerbury's Catholic Bible says this. The book of Mark chapter 16, and it says, And the Lord saith unto them, Go ye now into all the worlds of the heavens thereof, and preach the gospel unto the multitudes of the 4 living creatures, whom in the days of Noah were carried away in a flying chariot of fire, up hither to the worlds above.
There is no manuscript of Mark that reads any such thing anywhere near this passage. This is the entirety of the Greek of Mark 16:15. Ke ipenaftis porethentes iston kosmon hapanta kirixata to evangelion pasitiktisi. And that means, and he said to them, Go into all the world or the whole world, preaching the gospel or the good news to every creature. That's it.